just popping off. The drive just tuning in, so we feel continue to ascend. Oh, I send it, oh, I feel the depth. 432, fourth wave, just popping off. The drive just tuning in, so we feel continue to ascend. Oh, I send it, oh, I feel the depth.
Rigorous, resilient, bona fide governance, building a fortress, prepare for something more devastating. Release the energy, press the rock, start levitating, level the plans, to bridge the gap between the weak. I resist the temptation, now the don't waver. I rely upon the power that's greater. Cripple the ground to the standing, no reversing these curses. Problematic to the bullshit, you claiming the land that don't belong to you anyway. We in the water, fourth wave swimming in ether, keeping the gold, detoxified in heaven, magnesium, copper thread, and wisdom embedded. We sanctify this knowledge and spread it amongst the tribe. Our blood's on deck, keep the energy flowing freely. Fourth wave in effect, infinite waters take a dive. For real, nigga.
432, fourth wave, just popping off. The drive just tuning in, so we finna continue to ascend. Oh, I said it, oh, I feel the depth. 432, fourth wave, just popping off. The drive just tuning in, so we finna continue to ascend. Oh, I said it, oh, I feel the depth.
Many roads but none lead to salvation. Many laws but none help the nation. No republic or democracy. This corporation's a hypocrisy. Misinformed population don't know their history. Such a tragedy. Propaganda made a reverse psychology. Breaking spells, spinning ghetto philosophy. From the beat to the third world with my fist of anarchy. And though I seek peaceful measures, I know they just want to enslave us. But we equipped with knowledge and berettas. Crazy fellas and also professors. Priests, kings, chomp down oppressors. In a time out of place, manifest the scriptures. From the slums of the world, we paint the pictures. Street wizards, no stress, expose the game from the stone builders. It's time to shine bright, spread unity, never divide. Together we stronger, the seasons light. The great revealing, darkness shall come out to light. Fist in the air, we ready to fight. Rolled up, pass me the light. Meditate, let me get right. Praise the Most High, Jacob right. Remember, the last shall be first. Reclaim your birthright.
432, fourth wave, just popping off. The drive just tuning in, so we finna continue to ascend. Oh, I said it, oh, I feel the depth. 432, fourth wave, just popping off. The drive just tuning in, so we finna continue to ascend. Oh, I said it, oh, I feel the depth.
OG from the land of Mu, they call me Muon. Matter of fact, I'd rather be a Muon than a Klingon or a Klingon. Yo, they looking at us like it's on, man. Everybody want to have some fun because it's the fourth wave. Turn into the water. Like, yeah, man, we over here on that board. We still surfing. I'm the silver surfer. Matter of fact, I'm the metaphysical philosopher's stone. You know, the one that gives you life even when you get zoned. Even when you get a flashback, man, you want to take a bath, maybe 6, and a fountain, man. You coming over here, man, just to turn back to 36. Nah, man, I want that 32, though. I need that extra 4 years, but they gave us a 4-year shift. Gregorian, yeah, man, historian. Get my board, get my DeLorean. Matter of fact, call me an historian, because I got a wise counsel, you know what I'm saying? We over here surfing on them, man. We swagged out, swag frequency. Doing it, man, for the real Regency, for the Regals. We over here for the Negroes, for the Ebos. We over here for the real ones, for my people.
Fourth wave, just popping off. The drive just tuning in, so we finna continue to ascend. Oh, I said it, so I feel it. 432, fourth wave, just popping off. The drive just tuning in, so we finna continue to ascend. Oh, I said it, oh, I feel it. Got the offer with this matrix, got the offer with a mind, got the offer with this copper core, got the offer with this 35% HP uncut raw, got the
Wow. Much ado to the family. Much ado to the tribe. Welcome and welcome back to another episode of Templar Up. I'm your host and your Templar, Urban Reed. Thank you for surfing the wave with me, because I've been surfing the wave with you. And today we're going to continue with the drop and continue to stay on code and Hawa, really dig on it. So what I want to do to start things off, since we popping off, is actually start things off with a quick meditation. You know what I'm saying? For that dedication. Much hop to nip. Now, we've done this before, so we're going to do it again like it's the first time. What do you see and what do you know? Because we're only talking dragons. And I think this is a good time to sidestep, if you will, and really touch base on, touch on this topic. Do a little draconology before we continue on the blue, purple, red, white linen, gold thread. What do you see? What do you know? Because one is a seraph or a dragon, and the other is a fallen one. One is mighty, the other is a giant. What do you see? And what do you know? Drop Nation, got that water. Get that back for a stack. Now, I think what I want to express real quick, if you guys don't mind, is if I can have my own little Templar confession. I think I'm having a moment. And what I mean by that is that when we first started the investigation for Webster John, it was like, yeah, this is gonna be like maybe a 3-part series, and then a 5-part, and it's probably gonna take 10, and Webster John 65 is coming in hot, and I kind of feel like that when it comes down to breaking down the code. But in any case, again, much hop to the family and much hop to the tribe. Because today, what we're going to dig on is sort of going to be like this right here. Alright, let's see here. What I want to do here is start things off with, which one is it? I think it's this one here. We're going to do first thing we're going to do is just do a quick recap, okay? So that we can kind of get our bearings. Because in a lot of ways, I don't know, maybe it's just me, this kind of feels like a checkpoint, you know what I'm saying? This kind of feels like a marquee moment, you know what I'm saying? Because I think it's going to be important. And today, what I'm going to do is just fair warning, because I think this is going to be a multiple series. I'm going to go until the dismount's on its own. So there is no planned dismount. The game plan is to get through as much information as possible while surfing the wave. All right, fair enough. Let's first get into it. Let's set the mood. All right, M.H.O.E. Let's get some nice native spirits. You know what I'm saying? Because we only talking about that fire, right? We're only talking about that fire. All right. So, at the beginning of our journey, and throughout our journey, we dug on Hosea 3 of 5 and looked at it from a perspective that we have that we didn't look at it before. You know. Then said Hawa unto me, yet go, love a woman, beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of Hawa toward the children of Israel, who took other gods and loved flagons of wine. So I bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for a homer of barley, and for a half homer of barley. And I said unto her, thou shalt abide for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot. Thou shalt not be for another man. So I also be for thee. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without a teraphim. Afterward shall the children of Israel return, and seek Hawa, their Pawa, and David, their king, and shall fear Hawa and his goodness in the latter days. Okay. Now, if you've been surfing the wave, we had dug on the definition of code according to Mr. Noah over here, Mr. Noah. As far as it being a collection of laws, and how it basically drills down to being any collection or digest of laws, And again, we dug on that. It was about the 12, right? 12 seconds. 12, how does it go? 12. There's 12 months in a year, right? 12 hours in a day. It's a form of measure. And you can do it on your fingers. It's kind of trippy. Now, we also dug on dealing with code, how it led you back to, at its root, coda. You know what I'm saying? Which takes you back into the passage added to a musical composition, right? For the purpose of bringing it to a conclusion, right? 1753. Excuse me. And we dug on how it means to cleave, right? To separate, okay? And we also made mention how it's from the root ku. And I made an Egyptian reference because, now we're talking about, people like Khufu. What does it really mean when you're talking about Egypt, right? Remember, a lot of these people were words first. But don't get it twisted. Got your own damn hijack. I'm not talking about Egypt over there. I'm talking about Egypt right here. Now, and we also dug on how, it leads back to coward and Q, right?
Wow.
Oh, wow. All right. And then we started digging on blue being one of the 7 colors, right? Into which the rays of light divide themselves when refracted through glass prism. There are various shades of blue, as sky blue or azure, Prussian blue, indigo blue, smalt blue, etc. Prussian blue, a combination of oxide, a combination of oxide of iron and acid called ferroprussic. And blue, the verb transitive, to make blue, to dye of a blue color, to make blue by heating as metals. Now, that's kind of interesting because you're talking about making blue by heating. And most images of metal being heated, right, is usually one of more akin to, right, fire. Talking about that red, because that's where we're gonna start things off. Now, let's see here. Then we dug on the etymology of blue, right, and how it led to your two different etymologies, right? How both mean to shine, all right? We dug on that. And then, let's see here. And as you go back, where is it? Then we were digging on the different types of blues, right? That comes up. And then we had dug on how the adjacent, how the lewd and decent popped up at around 1840. You know what I'm saying? And then we were talking about how you had these blue laws. You know what I'm saying? You know, blue code, as it were, right? And let's see here. And then you had, let me get that water. Drop Nation got that water. All right. And then, you know, then we're talking about how the color of sky. And then we had brought it back to the electrical reference. Also made mention that it's the type of word that has two pi roots, right? And then, so that was blue. And also remember, we're digging on how it can, you know, the golden horde. All right. Now, when we had dug on the different bells, right? This is where we had come across our blue and blonde, and we were talking about and distinguishing the differences between the types, and then how, you know, that first bell in the first takes you back to the Flavians, right? That Josephus, right? And then, but again, lightning. But then we had it also in the second, right, which means to blow and to swell, which gave you, you know, other words that we had dug on, such as the bull, right, such as fool, as well as full, right? Now, we also had dug on as well. And I didn't mention this before, but if you notice, that bell in the second, right, takes you back to where? An extended form, and bear with me, an extended form of the root, right? And you have bell this way, to swell, forms all or part of, bellows, belly, blige, billows, bolster, budget, bulge, and then Excalibur. Bang. Because we're only talking Swan Knights, right? Naga, where's your sword? Right? Right. And again, this is important. The whole King Arthur drop. You know, the historians treat the one who tries to put it all together like he's a Naga. They really do try to dismiss him. It's funny as hell. It's funny. And there's almost two parallel storylines when you dig on that. The Jeffrey of Monmouth. It's funny. It's pretty funny. Any case, then you also have, cause we only talking Swan Knights, man. Naga, where's your sword? And then you also have Bell in the third, right? Which means to what? To thrive, right? To bloom. Okay, to blow, to swell. And then you get this word, we notice that it comes, this is where you get the word blood, right? You know what I'm saying? But now we also understand what? Notice it gets you your flower, your flora, right? And then it gets you your what? Your philo. Come on, man. I promise you, this is fun. This is fun. This is fun. But you notice, look though, leaf, right? Leaf. Now, why do I bring that up? Well, because you're saying you're the tree people. We're the tree people, but we're also the Hyksos, right? The sea people. We're also we're also a lot of things. And it just depends upon what aboriginal soil, what indigenous soil you are on. It depends on how they spin the story. I think Brother Khan said it best, and it makes, and not just that it makes the most amount of sense, but it's the most true. I'm not knocking. As a matter of fact, I'm defending all our aboriginals across the plain. Whether that's the Khans of M.H.O.E, whether that's the Khans of Europa, whether that's the Khans of Afri, or the Khans of Afra. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the Khans of, Antarctic, or Antarctica. Because, that's only that Tierra del Fuego, that land of fire, right? And based upon these etymology of words, we know we're talking about niggas that look like, me and you. Right? And then we were digging on, let's see here. Then we're digging on how Gale also has, or Gaul, right? Also has two different definitions. And real quick, because I didn't point this out before, there's a honest reason why the similarities with differences pop up like this with this GH action, because this GH in this pi is the Ga, right, in your Picto-Paleo. But notice but this one means what? Gold, right? Also means yellow, green. We covered that, okay? And what have you, and it came upon this pi, and then you notice this is where you get, the glance, right? That gleam in your eye, the apple of your eye, right? Right. Alrighty. So, how y'all feeling? How y'all reeling? I hope everybody's been in a good flow. I know there's a lot going on, and I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to surf the wave. And so we all got a lot going on. Wow. And just trying to mitigate life. But it's one tribe, one vibe. You ain't in it alone. And there's strength in that as we dig on it. So then we got into purple, right? Purple. And how it takes you back to in Portugal, I was red, right? Dyed with blood, right? Wow. And then we were digging on how it takes you back to the cartonate. Shalaki. I had somebody come up to the door. My bad. So in any case, we were digging on, let's see here, the purple and these Roman or Romani Empire and that Connect game, right? Okay. So, there was something I wanted to dig on real quick that I caught. Well, not reviewing this, it might be somewhere else. And then we had also got it by the etymology, right? Right. Okay. And notice how it popped up in a God spell, right? And you have these different associations with purple, okay? And again, a lot of this stuff again comes back to right here, right? Right here in America, because all they only been warring at you since they showed up, right? All right, so now let's go back and let's dig on where we gonna pick up, because we're gonna talk about this here. So we're gonna start off with that red, right? Hopefully I can get the linen. Alrighty. What's a seraph? Because we're only talking dragons. Seraph, right? Noun plural, seraphs. But sometimes the Hebrew plural, seraphim, is used. From Hebrew to burn, right? An angel of the highest order, right? As full, as perfect, and vile man that mourns, as the rapt seraph that adores and burns. Pope. Now, this is kind of funny, and I ain't mad at you, Noah, but which Pope? Who? You know what I'm saying? Who is this quote from? What Pope are you talking about? But notice what this Pope just said, though. Right? As full, as perfect, and vile man that mourns. My naga. He's talking about the dragon, the American. You. This is a Job reference. Job is the one who is full, right? Perfect. The vile man that what? Mourns. As the rapt seraph that adores and burns. Right? Because as we dig on it, you know, that Job leads you back to the Dos Ex Machina, right? Right. And then we're only talking about seraph by the etymology. 1667, my people. Dig on it. Pause it. The word seraph didn't come around until 1667. When was your invasion? First used by Milton, probably an analogy of cherubim, back form, singular, from the Old English seraphim, plural, from late Latin, seraphim, from Greek, seraphim, from Hebrew, seraphim. Only in Isaiah 6, plural of seraph, which does not occur in the Bible. Probably literally the burning ones. The burning one, singular, right? Notice how that works. From seraph, it burned. Seraphs were traditionally regarded as burning or flaming angels, right? Through the word that seems to have some other passages interpreted as fiery, flying serpents. You see, I had you guys meditate. One's a dragon, one's a serpent. The alchemical serpent burst into consciousness. This here is slaying this here. This here is you, my naga. He's fallen. There's a reason why when they knight someone, they say, in the name of God, Saint Michael, and Saint George. Either you are a dragon or a dragon slayer. It can be heartbreaking. It can be heartbreaking. Let me refresh that water. But you know, there is a reason for it. I mean, you know, you gotta own it. we gotta own our sins. We gotta own the fact that we fell. We fell ourselves. All right, so let's see here. We're gonna start off with the Webster Dictionary, right? Start off with Mr. Noah. Keep the flow going on Mr. Noah. What you got? All right, red, adjective, right? Greek red, and a rose, right? It is from its color. Hebrew, to descend. Hebrew, red, to descend, right? Okay. To bring down, right? Latin, gradior, also to correct, right? To what? To teach, right? And we dug on the etymology, right? To teach, to preach is one and the same. Iridio, right? Of a bright color, resembling blood. Red is a simple or primary color. It's primary, right? But of several different shades, or what? Hues. So when you're talking the red man comes in different shades or hues. Okay, got it. As scarlet, crimson, vermilion, orange, red, etc. We say red color, red cloth, red flame, red eyes, red cheeks, red lead, etc. Now, what are they talking about? What is he talking about? He's talking about amber.